Hello, good evening, everyone. Today we will go ahead and take some questions based on Indian economy. ठीक है, Indian economy का ये part two है. We have already gone ahead and done part 1 yesterday. You can look at those questions. They are very, very important. UGC NET Economics, SET Economics, CUET, MA Economics Entrance Exam, DEPR, Indian Economic Service. हर एस्पेक्ट से ये क्वेश्चंस इंडियन इकोनॉमी के लिए बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. आई एम ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट अ कंप्लीट प्लेलिस्ट फॉर दीज इंडियन इकोनॉमी क्वेश्चंस, बट यू हैव टू बी रेगुलर इन दीज क्लासेस. रोज आपको ये 5 क्वेश्चन मेरे साथ करने ही हैं and you will see the result in your exam. Okay, let us have a look at this question. Which of the following reduces the capital stock in an economy? Depreciation of asset, spending on infrastructure rather than capacity building, and it says 1, 2, 1 and 2, neither 1 and 2. But a capital stock kaise kam hota hai? Whenever there is appreciation, right? So if you have gone ahead and seen, whenever there is depreciation of the asset, so if you remember, capital stock at the period KT plus 1, agar solo model yaad ho, so what is the capital at the period T plus 1? It is the capital at the period T minus depreciation of capital plus investment done during this period. So depreciation always reduces capital. It always reduces capital. So 1 is correct. It reduces capital in the economy. Spending on infrastructure rather than capacity building of financial institution. Agar infrastructure pe spend kare, it is a kind of investment. That is fine, right? So answer will be A. So let us read down the reason. Capital stock is anything that adds to the productive capacity of economy. Spending on infrastructure increases the capital stock of the nation. So infrastructure पे spend करने से capital stock बढ़ता है. It increases, it does not decreases. Okay, beta. Let us look further. Which of the following are correctly matched? Okay. So let's have a look here. PJ Nayak Committee, Sectors Bank, Governance of Public, and it says Ratan Vatal Committee, Digital Payment. Beta, actually both of them are correct. This is also correct. This is related to the governance of public sector banks. Committee का नाम ये है PJ Nayak Committee, and it was formed to see how public sector banks are working. And beta, Ratan Vatal Committee was formed to check on the digital payments. ये जो आजकल सब UPI करते हैं, इसके लिए digital payments के लिए जो committee form हुई थी, that was Ratan Vatal Committee. So both of them are correct, both 1 and 2. Please remember these names. Usually ऐसे आ जाता है that you know which committee is related to governance of public sector bank, which committee is related to digital payment. You should know these committees. Okay, beta, come to the next part. Consider the following statements about Uday scheme. Okay, it is voluntary for state governments to join the Uday scheme. The Uday bonds cannot be kept as G securities under the SLR. So tell me in the comments below if you have ever heard of the Uday committee or the Uday scheme. अगर कभी भी इसके बारे में सुना है या सिर्फ उदय चोपड़ा के बारे में ही सुना है, go ahead and tell me that. Okay, so बेटा Uday scheme is basically उज्जवल, लिख लेते हैं पहले. It is उज्जवल डिस्कॉम एश्योरेंस योजना. उज्जवल डिस्कॉम एश्योरेंस योजना, ये 2015 में it was launched by Ministry of Power and New and Renewable Energy, and its aim was to go ahead and to give more. It was to go ahead and to financially turn around the discoms. अब बेटा एक क्वेश्चन बहुत बड़ा ये आता है कि सॉरी, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन इससे ये रिलीज होता है that what is discom, है ना. Most of you may not know what is a discom, and discom के बारे में जानना जरूरी है. So सो बेटा अगर आप गूगल करोगे ऐसे डिस्कॉम को तो बहुत अलग अलग डेफिनेशंस आएंगे डिस्कॉम की, बट हमें हम we have to go ahead and look it from our side what is a discom, right? So beta discom is basically the distribution companies. ठीक है, अगर मैं पावर सेक्टर की बात करूं, if I talk about the power sector, the power sector basically has 3 levels. एक होता है पावर जनरेशन, right? Second is power transmission. Power generate तो how will that be transmitted? And last होता है power distribution. Power sector has 3 parts: generation, transmission and distribution. जो discoms होते हैं वो power generation का काम करते हैं. They go ahead and they look at power generation part, right? Is this clear? So that is the role of the discoms. Now going further, let's go back to the question that we had. So it says it is voluntary for state governments to join the UDAY scheme. That is absolutely correct. That it's not something that is a compulsion. It's a voluntary thing. Do you want to voluntarily join this or not? And UDAY bonds cannot be kept as G securities. Correct. अच्छा बेटा अब एक चीज इसमें और समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. उदय बॉन्ड्स होते क्या हैं, ठीक है, क्यों चाहिए ये बॉन्ड, राइट? सो बेटा व्हाट हैपेंस इज बॉन्ड्स क्या होते हैं? बॉन्ड्स बेसिकली whenever someone wants to raise money, right, that is when they can go ahead and they can issue bonds, जैसे गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड इशू करती है पब्लिक में, राइट? So who issues these government bonds? Government of India ही उदय bonds issue करती है, ठीक है. ये उदय bonds जो होते हैं, these बहुत सारे bonds ना किसी सेक्टर से रिलेटेड होते हैं. जब वो सेक्टर बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म करता है तो उन bonds की वैल्यू भी बढ़ती है, ठीक है. सो बेसिकली जो भी हमारे उदय bonds होते हैं उस पे you go ahead and you get some interest on it, you get some return on it. And इसका जो impact देखा जाता है, it is basically related to the power sector, right? It is related to the power sector. So basically this is something that was launched in November 2015, right? अब जो ये उदय bonds हैं, ये government securities के under SLR में नहीं रखे जा सकते. So let's link this to the banking sector. If we talk about the banking sector, we know that in the banking sector, we will have government secure, जो भी banking sector होता है, उसमें we have cash reserve ratio, CRR, and statutory liquidity ratio, SLR, है ना? Cash reserve ratio को तो cash में ही रखना होता है, and इसको in terms of securities, आपको कुछ amount अलग कर देना होता है, right? So you can, ये securities होती हैं government securities that each bank has to purchase, but you cannot go ahead and keep उदय bonds as part of these SLR securities. ये नहीं कर सकते, right? So this is about it. ये दो points है. Otherwise, beta, I will suggest you to go ahead and read about these उदय bonds in detail. क्यों इन्हें प्रीमियम पे लॉन्च किया जाता है, इनकी क्या कॉस्ट होती है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इशू करती है या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इशू करती है, उदय 2.0 क्या है, राइट? which talks about installment of smart prepaid meters, ठीक है, making coal available in the short run. तो ये जो भी चीजें हैं, you should go ahead and research about it. But as of now, because both these options are correct, that it is voluntary for state governments to join UDAY scheme, and it cannot be kept as G securities. So C is the correct answer, both 1 and 2. Okay, let us come to the next question. India's growth story from the eve of independence to liberalization phase is largely termed as Hindu rate of growth. What it refers to? So Hindu rate of growth, right? Basically, क्या कहता है कि India was not able to grow at a very high rate. देखो बहुत, if you read my lecture on the 5-year plan, you will understand that there were multiple issues. Kabhi drought, kabhi famine, kabhi aapka war with China, with Pakistan. तो क्योंकि इतने ज्यादा issues थे, that is the reason why India was not able to grow, right? Growth rate बहुत ही कम थी. So the sluggishness, कि we are not able to grow at a good growth rate, that basically is called Hindu rate of growth. Exact rate कितना था? Average to 4%. ठीक है? So between the period, not 1990s तक नहीं था, between the period 1950s to 1980s, we on an average grew at 4%. And जो उस टाइम के लिबरलिस्ट्स थे, उन्होंने ये टर्म की थी. In particular, this term was coined. किसने दी थी ये टर्म? It was coined by Raj Krishna. He gave this term in 1978, and he said that this is an annual rate of growth which is very, very low. अच्छा, बहुत बच्चे confuse हो जाते हैं ड्यू कि ये religious belief है कुछ या ये नहीं. It is not related to any religion, beta. This is just saying that the rate of growth was very low. That's it. So, non-inclusive growth story nahi. Religious belief nahi. Irrational development agenda nahi. The phenomenon of sluggishness in the growth rate, yes. So, answer to this question is D. That the rate of growth was very, very slow. Okay, come to the next question, beta. Which among the following changes have been made for GDP estimation in India? Changes in base year, very important, beta. This comes as an MCQ in itself. The base year of India has been changed from 2004-5 to 2011-12. Very important. Very important. Okay. Yes, this is a correct statement. Acha, question for you. You will tell me when was base year changed? Which year? Ye search karke batao. Change in GDP estimation from GDP at market price to GDP at factor cost? Nah, that has not happened. We are still doing it at market price. Capture of economic activity from MCA 21 database. Yes, this is correct. That you now have economic activities being captured from MCA database. Achha. Now, can you tell me what is MCA 21 database? Ministry of Corporate Affairs. That is MCA 21. MCA 21 basically kya hai? It is an e-governance initiative. मतलब electronically हम सब कुछ govern करेंगे. We will try and govern everything electronically, right? And in this, what are we going ahead and why are we calling it as MCA 21? अगर आप कभी देखो, तो बेटा, if you go into the government websites, right, you will understand that MCA 21 क्या करता है? It tries to automate all the process. जितने भी लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं कंपनीज एक्ट के अंडर, जितने भी आपकी और जो भी चीजें हैं, it has tried to go ahead and automate everything, right? So the aim is to bring e-governance. The aim is to go ahead and automate everything, and उसी के अंडर all economic activities are being captured from MCA 21 database now. So that's the correct statement. So 1 and 3 are correct. एक क्वेश्चन में ना, if I start giving you the information, इतनी information होती है, I can speak for hours on just one topic. But then we have to keep moving on. So it is your curiosity कि once you read something, उसके ऊपर और research करना, it's what you should be curious about, right? Okay, beta. So we have completed 5 more questions for today. Go ahead and